Episode number 46 of the Lifting Ugly podcast. There is no title because I don't have anything set in stone what we're going to talk about. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. My name, as here, I always get this wrong.
Yep.
Is Craig Bird. Nope, this way. And there is Alkai. Say hi to the fine folks wherever they may be listening, Alkai.
Hello, fine folks that kind of listen.
Yeah. The few that make an attempt to give us some kind of support, we do appreciate that.
We do appreciate you.
I am coming to everyone from Industry Strength in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Oh, look at that.
Can visit our Instagram at industry_strengthco.com. Now, the co works for many reasons. It's short for company. It's short for Colorado, both of which apply, and it works.
That's pretty
because neat. Without the CO, it was already taken. So
really,
it was a happy coincidence. And also, on the same token, so industrystrengthco.com is the website as well. Anyone who had been to monumentfitness.com, you'll notice a lot of similarities between the two. Basically, the pictures are still of Monument Fitness, but that's okay. At some point, I'll get around to changing all that. Regardless, the important part of going to the website is the fact that you can pay for your membership there.
Yes.
And it will be for Industry Strength.
Love that.
So, my Wi-Fi, my internet is finally working here as well. We got that situated this week, so that's exciting. So, I noticed there were some bad picture moments when I was going over video and some skipping of sound. So hopefully this will resolve all that as our fine folks at Spectrum finally, well, between them and the IT guy I had come set everything up, we got it all taken care of.
Well, all right.
Ta-da! How's everything going for yourself?
Good. It was a long week, man. I'm tired as hell. Like my body's shot.
We'll go over all the things that caused you to be a wreck today.
Yes, we will.
Because there was some pretty cool shit that went down.
Yeah.
I am also very exhausted, but not because of heavy lifting, unfortunately.
It's okay.
But
life gets in the way.
Unfortunately, I'm in a different mode right now.
No, it's fair.
As anyone who wants to see what Alkai's has been up to, make sure you go to right here at bellies_out_benching. And you can check out all the things that Alkai is up to on a daily basis or semi-daily basis, depending on how often he posts. And also the other hooligans that he works out with.
Yeah, they're fun to be around. They're hilarious.
They look like a good time. I have.
They are.
It looks enjoyable. Check out the show. If you're not already, then that's a problem that you need to fix. So make sure you go to Instagram is at lifting_ugly, Lifting Ugly on Facebook, Lifting Ugly on the old Tickety Talk. Twitch, you can watch us on Twitch, and that is also under Lifting Ugly. YouTube, make sure you search everything out, and then all your streaming platforms, you can catch all the episodes that have been previously done on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play. Yeah, I don't know. If it's there, it's probably there. If it's available as a play podcast, you can probably find us there. Make sure you like stuff, please.
Yes.
Subscribe, please, to those channels. Even if you don't listen to them on those channels, if you can go there and subscribe to it, then that will be helpful as well. That it would be appreciated.
Oh, yes.
Let's see. We can go to liftingugly.com and get Lifting Ugly type gear, some hats, some shirts, some banners, some stuff. Yeah, we're both wearing hats. You have your flag up. I don't have any of my stuff up. I need to work on getting that done this week. Hopefully, I can get some decorations up in the gym.
There you go.
this week. So that's my plan, and a few of those being Lifting Ugly themed banners. Yes, but you can get yours at liftingugly.com, as well as you can pay for online coaching if that be a desire of yours. You can do one-time donations to the Lifting Ugly movement that will be turned around and used back into the athletes, and kind of go back towards you. We spend it on designs, we spend it on sponsorships, and just giving back to you fine folks out there. Another way you can also support is through patreon.com/lifting ugly. There's different tiers there. I will have, as we discussed last week, if you are on the top tier, you will have access to weekly. We'll do it. We're doing a day's program, day of programming per week.
You let me know when you want to start that, and then we can.
I will have
that cracking.
I will put one up probably today.
Oh.
And then look forward to Alkai's next weekend sometime.
Sounds good.
And he can shoot one up. And so that way, if you guys join that tier of the Patreon, then you can have access to semi-custom programming or just programming that you can follow. That's just a little bit of
pay for it.
Yeah. Or you can go and just full on pay for it, and you can get it customized to you for your goals and for who you are as a person. Versus just kind of a generalized. But I know sometimes that's expensive, and there's a little bit cheaper ways to go. So this is a way you can develop days worth of, you can support us and also get some basic programming for yourself.
It's a good idea.
And yeah, it's help us to help you type of thing. Yeah, see how that works. We'll see how that works, if it works.
Yeah.
So maybe we offer a lot of things to people, and it doesn't seem to help a whole lot. So we'll just keep offering. Maybe one of these things will stick.
I mean, I'm here for you, Craig. That's kind of it.
I said that, made a commitment, and we're hoping that one of these times something will kind of just break free.
Yep.
But make sure. And so I just posted on my story. So you go to generalleathercraft.com. That is our friends at Pioneer Lifting. They are doing their Christmas sale this weekend. So make sure you spend this week going to the website so that you can create. One, you can just see if there's a general belt that they have offered that you want to get your little mitts on, that you put that in your cart so that you can take advantage of their Christmas sale this weekend, or put together the custom belt that you've been searching for and wanting for so long, but you're like, man, I don't know, this $200-$300 seems like a lot. This is their Christmas sale, so it will be less.
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
Let me tell you, I've had my belt for a long time. It's probably been about
6 years.
I'm trying to remember which crazy ex I was dating at the time.
Just pick one.
Just pick one. Yeah, I know, right? There's a slew of them.
It's
They're all crazy. I know. It's probably been about 5 years. And the only thing I've ever had to replace was that lever. And that was that lever that they sent to me like 5 days after. I still have that same lever.
Right.
The stitching is still intact. The lettering is still good. It's still stiff as hell. It's a fantastic belt. Yeah, you're dropping $300 on something that you want to customize, but you're going to be holding on to it for quite some time. So.
Right. You can go buy a cheaper belt somewhere else, I'm sure.
Honestly, they're not even that much cheaper. Like an SBD is $300 for a same piece of leather. Inzer is going to be the same. Titan's going to be the same. Like, if you care about the sport and you care about your lifting and you're supporting a family-owned company out of the USA.
The good old US of A, and a company that also does a great job giving back to the people that give to them. Anyone, if you kind of keep track of what they're doing with their Pioneer Open, you can see that they are raising and bringing and donating themselves a lot of money, and all that money is going back towards the lifters. They don't do the Pioneer Open to make money. They do it just basically. Well, I mean, they do it to make money in the long run, but they don't do it to make money on the event. The event is to make sure that the lifters have a good experience and that they walk away, with little something in their pocket if they
100%.
if they did well. So make sure you go check them out, generalleathercraft.com, and check them out this weekend. I mean, this is one of the few times I think they do 2 sales a year, and this is one of them. And so make sure you take advantage. If price has been an option, this is the time to kind of jump on board and get that taken care of. And so that way you can have that belt.
Yep. And they've kind of swept shop with all the orders that they had. So you're at a point in time where you're not going to wait a decent amount for your belt.
Right. I'm sure it'll be pretty busy. They'll get a lot of orders, for their sale. But if you jump on there and get in there quick, I'm sure you'll probably have your belt within, I would say 6 weeks or so, which for what you get, I mean, is not a long time to wait.
And it's all handmade.
Yeah. These things. Yeah. You go to and then make sure you go to Pioneer Fit on Instagram. You can check out the type of work that they do, the belts of the belts that they produce. I love mine. Hopefully soon I'll get to a point to where it can actually be of service to me. So where I need the support so I can use it again. But yeah, I love mine as well. I've had mine it's only been about 9 months, and I mean, the thing feels brand new. Every time I put it on, it's just as supportive as it was the first day.
Oh yeah.
Just broken in a little bit. And then while you're out and about, just go ahead over to maxbarbell.com. You can check out the stuff that they have there. Singlets and whatnot that you can't get from Pioneer, you can get from maxbarbell.com.
Oh yes.
All right. Well, we've put this off for long enough, so let's get into this little opening video and little song here, song and dance. And welcome back, everyone. Again, this is episode 46 of the Lifting Guys podcast. We went through the housekeeping. We talked about the sale coming up for Pioneer Lifting. And you can hear Alkai rolling around in his chair in his room. So, again, make sure you go to Pioneer Lifting's website, generalleathercraft.com. Check out their sale this week. It'll be well with it. I think that's about all of that. So Alkai is run down today.
Yep.
So let's discuss what happened this week to cause you to be and feel the way you do.
Yeah. Well, if I'm being quite frank, we put some. I mean, they're not. Before I go into anything, this sport is so convoluted. When you're around strong people all the time, it makes your numbers kind of be like, they could be a little bit better all the time.
Right.
But for me, I'm super happy. Hit some multiple PRs this week. So squats were super sick. Actually, Jen and Adam pulled a little sneaky on me. So I went to, on Mondays, I pick up Adam from his house, and then we drive to the gym together, talk training, all that kinds of stuff. It's always a good car ride. So we get there. I'm programmed for 655. But on the way there, I'm like, yo, I want 300 kilos so bad. Just because my OCD sees 300, and it's like, it's a clean number. It's 2 zeros. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he's like, oh, okay, yeah, sounds good. So we're driving to the gym, talking story. We get there. Warm-ups are flying. Things are moving really good. We get to 600, and it moves pretty damn quick. And Jen and Adam are kind of like standing off to the side, talking to each other, trying to figure shit out. Because I'm at a point in training where I don't want to know what's on the bar, so I can kind of just walk up to it and just pull it and be or whatever I'm doing and be done with it. So walk up to the bar, do my thing, squat it, rack it. Adam screaming, they're all shoving me, and they're like, "That was 661," and I'm like, so that's a 20-pound PR, which is or 661. So that's a 17-pound PR. Super stoked on it. It moved really well. If actually, there's a couple things. So I don't know if you noticed, but the bar was just a little bit off on my back. Like when I unracked it, it kind of like teetered a little bit, but I was like, I'm not gonna fucking rack it and do it again. So walk that shit out, squat it, dunk the shit out of it. Like that was probably one of the deepest squats I've had. Like I'm really like I generally hit depth for the most part, but that one was like in the fucking hole. Racked it. Everyone's shoving and screaming. Super fun. Super great feeling. It was nice. So the way that moved, we have a chance of hitting something closer to 700 in November, which is pretty fucking cool. Yeah. And then bench was also phenomenal. Going into it was kind of, I probably should have waited a day in between, but I was getting antsy because I wanted to get these numbers done and all that shit. So bench was moving good. The only problem was my brachialis right in here in the inside bicep. So when I was coming off the chest, it felt like my bicep wasn't firing. So when I was coming off the chest, I didn't feel the stability from my bicep, and I didn't feel the push from my bicep at all. So it moved, and I locked it out, and it was fine. I just think it could have moved faster, if that makes sense. But I think my elbow was just a little bit torched from squats the day before. So bench was 513, which is super sick. I hit 510 last October in the garage for like an unofficial PR when I was working with Josh, but I'm going to call this one, I'm going to call it a 13-pound PR just because it was with kilos and everything was kind of way more concise. So the way that moved, if we rehab the arm, we're going to go into the rest of the prep kind of more conservative so we can kind of make sure we hit the numbers we want to hit. So I'm hoping for probably like a 525 bench would be super cool. Be sick. And the only bummer thing about this week was I fucking failed 730 on pulls. So that was kind of a bummer. But I woke up that morning, went to the gym, and I was kind of like, this may not move too well. So the last warm up was 680 something, and it moved pretty well. Got right above the knees with 730, and I just stopped. Like I couldn't fucking move anymore. I held it for a bit, tried to fucking lock it out. It wasn't moving, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna put this down before I just delay my recovery and make things even worse. So I put it down. Kelly walks over to me with the hugest fucking grin on his face, and he's like laughing. Comes up, he's like, "Yo, if your starting position was a little bit higher, you would have completely fucking nailed it." So we just got to dial in a couple little things, and I think with how fast it moved off the ground, because I was talking to Jen and Adam and Kelly, and they were thinking with how fast it moved off the ground and how much overloading of the glute work that I've been doing after pulls, we have a good chance of hitting like 740. I think would be ideal. But training maxes or training total this week with everything is 1897 or something like that, which is 50 pounds on the total.
Yeah.
Which is fucking dope. Super dope. So if we hit everything that I want to hit, there's a good chance we'll get 1906.
Well, that would be exciting.
That would be super exciting. And
let's not forget that your deadlift also made for a very great story for me to produce.
Yeah. It definitely did. The Titanic references were fantastic. Like Ray is the only guy that I want behind me because if I fall backwards, the embrace is so nice. I'll be like half down. He'll like pop my belt open. I'm like, right. Breath, and I'll feel his hands on my waist, and I feel fantastic.
Feel secure, safe, and secure in his arms.
I feel so safe.
It was funny. Like I put that up, and it just, for some reason these things they come to me. And I was walking through the store, and so I put it all together, and I'm just giggling, like just out loud giggling as I'm doing it. I get done, I put my phone in my pocket, and I'm just walking through the store and getting the stuff that I need. Just still giggling. It's like every time I think about it, I'm like, I was like, is this like? I hope this is as funny as like it is to me as I'm walking through. I'm like,
absolutely,
because you'd posted the picture already, and you know that, and I was like, well, it's just like you seem like so satisfied.
Yeah, like I failed the lift, but I was like,
embrace.
it's okay.
And he's like, I got you, buddy. I got you.
Yeah, so he's gonna be doing my bench handoffs. He's gonna be doing
nice,
all that stuff. Yeah, he's kind of like our. I mean, Ray has a lot of value, but he does a lot of loading and spotting for us. So
he's
definitely
he knows what to do in those situations. Which it seems. I mean, to anyone who listens, it seems easy. Oh, a bench handoff. Oh, to spot somebody on a dead. No, it can be tough, and you have to know what to do, and you have to relieve the pressure, and you have to make sure that the person is stable.
Yep.
Well, one, when they get done with their lift, and then also before you let them go, you have to make sure that they've got their wits about them.
Yeah.
It's important. I mean, because you don't want anyone eating anything on their,
bar, concrete, plates, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even munching the carpet in this situation would not be all that great.
Not ideal.
No, I mean, not that way. Anyway.
The importance of a good bench handoff too, and especially when you have a setup that needs to be locked in place, like it's so fucking important. Like if you pull someone out of their setup and they have to reset up with their max weight in their hand, like it ain't gonna work the way you want it to.
And if you can relieve even just a little bit of pressure off of somebody's shoulders from the rack to their start position,
absolutely.
I mean, it saves how much energy. It's a ton of energy just to be able to relieve somebody. So it's a big thing. And as somebody who's done handoffs before, and I had Cody from North Dakota that asked me to help him at the one in South Dakota. Like, to me,
that's a big bench.
It was like an honor.
Like, that's a huge fucking bench.
Right. He asked me, and I was like, dude, of course, I'd be happy to. And I'm like, what are you starting at? And he tells me a starting weight, and I'm like, oh, holy shit. I'm like,
that dude's a fucking monster.
Right. I'm like, you're opening at I think he opened at 530 something. And
didn't he finish with 580 or some shit?
Yeah, it was it was between 570 and 580 somewhere. And I mean, I think he's close to 6 now.
That dude is a fucking monster, bro.
Yeah, his squat's huge. His deadlift. Yeah. I mean, it just super sweet dude, just super nice. And
that's the epitome of a super heavyweight right there.
Right.
Like, you walk into the meet, they're like, that dude's terrifying. That dude's terrifying, but you walk up and be like, "Hey, man!" You don't get that in many of the other weight classes, like 308s and super heavies. Like, we're all just heavy breathing, barely trying to fucking recover. And
But yeah, it was it was just one of those things. Like, it was an honor for somebody to feel like I could do that for help him out with that, because I know what that means and the difference that makes.
Well, the trust that you're allowing yourself to have in somebody,
right?
Because the same thing happened in the June meet. That kid that was doing bench only was like, "Hey, man, can you do my handoff?" I was like, "Oh, fuck, okay, I can do that." Yeah, I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm down for that." Oh, with squats though this week, so totally forgot. So I'm down to 320, so that's 17 pounds. Super sick.
Attaboy.
I had to tighten my belt before I went in for the squat. I know. I had to move it down a notch.
Wow.
So if you look at my post, everyone's like, awesome squat, good job. Jen's at the bottom like, you skinny bitch.
Because you're going to have to get a new belt anyway, because yours is going to be too big.
Dude, I know, right? Like, I've been thinking about it. I was like, should I buy one? Should I buy one? I need to buy one. Nope, I shouldn't buy one. My wallet's like, please don't. But my brain is like, you should buy one.
You really need
given the temptation. Yeah,
that's right. Oh, it'll be okay. You'll be able to recover. I'm interested to throw mine on just to see, because I know from the last time I used my belt till now, I think I'm down 15 pounds.
Yeah,
something like that. And so I'm like, I'm sure it's like that last time I went for 7 and the belt was super loose, and I was like, fuck it.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't have. I probably could have actually hit that if I actually had the brace and support. Right. I'm like bracing, and it's like the belt's still like half a quarter inch. Like, oh, that didn't work.
No.
So it'll be interesting to see, because I think I'm around that same weight. So I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I was able to deadlift. Finally, the hands were healed up enough to pull some weight. But I did forget to bring my belt, which is okay. I probably didn't need to go any heavier than I did. So okay. I pulled the 585. It was rough for a single. And
yeah. I mean, at least you're moving again. That's all I meant.
Yeah. It had been a while since I'd done anything. And so then I dropped down to 405 and just cranked out some reps and felt okay about everything.
Which, first of all, you're doing reps at 405. Remember, this sport gets convoluted.
Right.
You're around strong people all the fucking time.
Well, what's worse is then I watch, I'll be scrolling through and I'll see, women that are pulling reps at 405 for 8 or 9. I'm like, I'll go back to baking cookies, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna dive into a wood chipper feet first.
So, well, it was funny. I think it was the next day. So that Daniela Martelli. Yeah. So she posted, she did 405 for 9.
Dude, we watched that woman squat some big fucking weight too. It was an adductor tear, I think.
Yeah, she was like 3 months out or 4 months out from an adductor tear.
That was so sick.
As well as her pull was almost 500 pounds, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And that woman is so incredibly smart.
Yeah, right.
Her husband, and then they work with Justin Harris, who's an insane bodybuilder and nutritionist. So
they work with him and that dude out of is he out of Chicago with the glass, the one that had the bar bend on him?
Oh, Joe Sullivan.
Yeah, so I think for their powerlifting they work with Joe Sullivan.
I wouldn't doubt that, and I think they're elite FTS athletes as well.
Oh, I'm sure they're those people that you're like, why is it that you can do all of this? Like you can lift crazy weight. I mean,
and then get on stage,
and then you can get on stage and look completely peeled.
Yeah, it's like I was watching her. I follow both of them on Instagram, and I can't remember her husband's name, but he was doing fucking like sets of 6 at 585 for RDLs. I was like, you're psychopath. That's so cool.
Right. And so you're not lying when it's convoluted, because it's like, I feel okay about what I did. And then you'll see half a dozen people and you're like, just kidding. I feel terrible about what I did.
Yeah, exactly.
I did nothing basically. But
I can't remember what the meet was yesterday. I think it was not the US Open. What meet was it yesterday? The Pro Raw Showdown. Joe Sullivan squatted 848 at 220.
What is he, like 5 feet? Is he 5 feet tall or something?
He's probably like 5'8". Something like that. I don't know.
Whatever, man. Yeah.
I mean, there's some big numbers thrown around. Jamal Browner pulled 1,003.
Oh my gosh.
At 240, which is fucking insane. Joe squatted 848.
I mean, you only have 300 pounds to catch him.
Yeah, I know, right? Karina Davis, she lifts out of dead weight down here. She squatted 595.
Jeez.
Fucking insane. Quads like mom, I can't remember her name. She pulled fucking 623 or 612. I can't remember. Either way, fucking insane, dude. People are just
over 600 pounds.
People are fucking insane, man. Mm-hmm. Like women are taking over.
They are, and like their numbers are impressive for guys.
Just in period, it doesn't even fucking matter anymore. Yeah,
you start pulling over 600 pounds, that's a lot of weight. It doesn't really matter who you are.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, that's how about I hate saying it as a standard, but 405 is more common for men, not as much for women. But if you're pulling over fucking 4 as a chick, and then you're pulling over 5, and that breaches into the category of fucking everybody, and then you're pulling over 6, you're marginalizing yourself into that top tier, like
right. You're
5% of people on this planet that can do that.
At that point, if you're pulling over 600 pounds, you're just you're strong. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Guy or girl, you're pulling weight if you're pulling over 600 pounds. For us, it doesn't, like, I'm not satisfied with it. I feel like it, like when my pulls are over 6, I'm like, all right, that was cool.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but they should be, to me, so much more.
Yeah.
But like you said, generally speaking, if you take like the masses and what the averages are, it's probably fine. But
oh no, you're totally fine. Like I said, it gets convoluted because when you're around strong people 24/7, and your world revolves around this, and let's say your social media is basically just training or whatever it is, it's gonna seem like a lot more people do this.
Right. Well, and you always want to watch.
A whole lot of people do this.
You want to be around and associate with people who are as strong or stronger than you are, because that's what helps progress you forward.
Well, that's our normal,
right? If you're wanting, if your whole deal is to just watch people that are lesser than you, then yeah, you can feel great about yourself. I mean, hey, I'm doing great, and then then you just kind of you're okay being where you are. And I guess if you want to be stagnant, then go for it. Be stagnant.
Fuck yeah, that's why I love training with Adam. The dude's he's a Kabuki certified coach. He's incredibly fucking smart and insanely strong. Like the dude is just, I mean, he has a 700 squat in wraps. He has a 650 squat in sleeves, a 500 bench, and a fucking 765 pull at 250.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane. Like, and then even Jen the other day threw on her wraps again and hit fucking 405 for a tempo pause single, up and down. Like, you're like, what the fuck? It's fucking insane. Like, so wild. Oh, I love strong people.
I know. It is fun to be around. And then another thing you have to take into consideration is, I know most people are not at 100% every time they lift. But then we all, I don't know, me at my age, and then anyone who's been through some shit in their life, which is a lot of people, you have those little things that kind of hold you back. Like you said, I mean, you have an overactive or an over tense muscle or two in your arm that are causing issues with your elbow. And it's pretty common. I have it right now too. I've had it since I was moving the gym, and so it's something I'm slowly trying to kind of massage out, because it does. I mean, you get to a certain point, and if you have weight that forces you past that, it inflicts a little bit of pain. It doesn't. It does not feel good. Otherwise, it just kind of sticks at a certain point. And then, like you said, getting it to fire. But yeah, mine's pretty much similar. It's where's here. And then here.
Yep.
And so it's causing that bend to not be able to fully engage. But that's the minimal of what my issues are right now.
Yeah.
I knocked out 5x5 at 315 on bench, in jeans on my lunch break. So I was okay with
that.
So
just a blue collar bench, brother.
That's right. Just take a break from work, go bench a little bit, and then we go back to work. And then I did squats real quick Friday morning, and I did, use the squat bar, did free, didn't use the SSB this week. 315, it didn't feel heavy, but it felt really heavy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I got you. Like, it's not supposed to feel like that, but it was a fucking house. Yeah.
Like my legs they weren't responding well.
Yeah.
My knee has been super tight since then.
Yep.
And so then I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's work on that a little bit. And so I'll probably skip squats this week and just do a kind of accessory leg work and all that happy horse shit. But one cool thing, so after that, the reason I was able to do that Friday morning instead of being at work is part of my job on Friday was to go hang out at a golf tournament and hand out alcoholic beverages to golfers it was a Chamber of Commerce golf tournament.
Wow.
So I showed up there and did that, and I was like, oh man, it'd be fun to kind of smack a ball around a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, that's an expensive sport to be a part
Dude.
of.
And I cannot hit a ball to save my life.
So like, you know, I've done. I used to golf a little bit. I was never like super active with it. I had clubs and I'd go out every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I could never hit a ball straight off of the tee. It was terrible. And so, but then I've been to Top Golf and you know, just driving and hitting the ball as hard as you can. And I think I actually figured out how to hit a ball straight, which is fun. It's a good thing. So we had this guy walked up, and you know, most of these people have been drinking for a little bit. It's 11:30 in the morning, and they've already put down a few.
Yeah.
And it was the tee we were at, so it was the free drink hole as well as the men's long drive. And so there was a flag out, you know, where the longest drive had already been. And it was, I'm guessing it was somewhere around 300 yards, maybe a little bit more than 300 yards.
Yeah.
And it was done by a guy that was on our company's team. He doesn't work for our company, but he was a ringer that was brought in.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. Some Australian dude just crushed the shit out of this thing. And so this guy walks up. He's like, "Oh, so this is the hole where we just recruit you guys to hit our ball for us." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, look at us! Don't we look like we're, you know, prepared for?"
Yeah, my shoulders say golf.
Right. So he like hands me the ball on the tee. He's like, "Here, you want to do it?" And I'm like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Hey, you don't want to hit one?" I'm like, fuck it. Well, I'm like, this isn't gonna go well, but
fuck it, make a fool of myself.
It'll be fine. Like I'm even going down to like put the tee in the ground, and I can just feel my legs already are super tight from doing squats earlier. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
Put it down. You know, I haven't warmed up for a shot or anything. Like everything's just super tight. I'm like, should I hold this close?
Just cleavage getting in the way, trying to hold the fucking golf club.
Big booby women golfers, I feel your pain. Just I took like one practice swing. I'm like, all right, let's just do this. And I fucking ripped that sucker.
Nice.
I don't know where it landed exactly, but it was close to that longest drive flag.
Hey.
I was like, oh gosh.
Just Happy Gilmore the fuck out of it.
It went straight and it went far, and I was like, hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Like as soon as I hit it, everyone was like, holy shit, you weren't kidding. And I was like, I didn't say that I was a ringer.
I'm just as surprised as you are.
Yeah. I was like, this is sweet for me as well.
That's fucking funny.
And I handed his club back. I was like, there you go. So let me know how that worked out for you.
Good luck finding the ball.
Yeah. It was straight on the fairway, so it should have been easy to find. But
perfect.
But it was pretty fun. It was enjoyable, and then I got this. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. Let's see. I don't know if you can see how red my forehead is.
Yeah. Your hair's a little blonder too.
Oh my gosh. Like it is such a good thing that my hair is as long as it is, or else my ears would have been just roasted.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how sunburned I was, and then we went to Salt Lake Friday afternoon, and we got to the hotel, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I was just so bright red. Like I put a bunch of stuff on it since, and it's taken some of the color and sting out. But I was like, damn. I was like, I knew I should have worn a hat. I should have just been like, I don't cared less about looking as professional as I did when I was out there. And I should have just been like, I need coverage. I'm pale and pasty and I burn easy. But man, that my forehead was on fire and just bright as shit, just from being out there for what was that, a couple hours? 2 hours? Yeah, 2.5 hours. I should have spent more time under the tent, apparently, but yeah, super red. And then we were going to go to Amber and I were going to go to Top Golf yesterday, but we walked in there and they were like, "Oh, it's a 2.5 hour to 3 hour, wait." Yeah, and it's like, yeah, no, that's okay. That's not
hell no.
Do that. No, we went up there. She took her national exam for her massage therapy certification.
How'd she do?
She passed. So she is now, well, she has to do like the fingerprints and background check, but
yeah,
like testing wise, she's fully certified. She did it. She graduated on Thursday, had a graduation ceremony thing. Her teacher was glad to get rid of her. She's glad to get rid of her teacher.
Yeah.
Just battles, as you know, one would expect, and yeah, but she did well. She went in Friday or Saturday morning, nailed her test, and so she'll be official.
That's rad.
So she got her office that she's doing her work out of. She's a huge relief, and now I don't, if I'm at home, it's not like her sitting at the table reading a book the entire time or writing shit down. She actually feels a weight off her shoulders and doesn't have to just be studying. Feel like she has to study the entire time.
Yeah. Well,
and yeah, it's like I don't. My personal training, my regular certification, my master certification, were pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Like what I learned was what was on the test. I did take a NASM test earlier in my career, and it was completely just garbage.
Yep.
Like the wording was stupid. I'm like, why are you trying to ask people what they're supposed to know? Why do you try and confuse them? Because that doesn't mean that you know anymore. And it's just the dumbest thing ever. Let's see, for my insurance license, everything was pretty cut and dry. Yep. That one was like, I hadn't looked at anything having to do with insurance for 3 months, and then I took the test and I finished them in 20 minutes. And they're like 2-hour time windows.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is what we're doing. And they're like, you passed. They're like, you passed. And I was like, hey, good. And then I did jack shit with it anyway. But
yeah,
I learned something. And so most of mine that I've ever done are the tests are pretty well associated. My EMT was the same way. I knew way more. Like my EMT one was super easy just because we were well over prepared, which was really nice.
That's good.
And he told us that from the beginning. He's like, I'm going to teach you way more than you need to know for your test. Your test should be the last thing you're worried about in this class.
Good, man. That's good.
And I learned a ton in that class, which would help make the personal training stuff just super easy. And then the stuff that she was learning, I knew a lot about from the same reason. She was learning muscles and connective tissues and a lot of shit that nobody cares about, and you really ultimately don't need to know because you're not cutting into it.
Yep.
So, but what she learned in her class, she said the questions that she got on her test were nothing of what she learned in class. Like she's like very few of those questions had I ever seen before.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So
where'd she do her schooling at?
Intellitech.
Dude, I dropped out of that program.
Right.
God, it was terrible. Like it was fucking like I'm surprised she made it through the whole thing. Like I got probably about halfway through and the teacher was fucking worthless. Like they fired her. Like I filed a complaint because I mean this is gonna sound snobby and shitty. I was the only person in that room that had a bachelor's in any form of like health sciences or anything like that. She didn't have one. She was constantly asking questions on how things were pronounced, how the body works. She had me run the class through a warm-up fucking cycle for stretching. Like I didn't study for anything. I was fucking acing the tests. It was just a waste of my fucking time.
Right.
And it was just like she got fired shortly after that because she was just a shitty teacher. Like she just wasn't good at her job. The program was super unprofessional. They weren't putting money back into the program. Like it was just crap. Like I didn't learn a fucking thing the entire time, which was a huge bummer because I wanted that certification. So I'm thinking somewhere down the road I'm going to try it again, but it's just.
Were you going for a massage certification?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, there's other programs, and she's found out since there's another program here that is faster and is a little bit easier. And it's geared towards what you need to know.
Yeah.
So like for her, she knows how to massage it. Like as far as the technique of how to massage somebody,
Yep.
it's worthless to her. Like she learned a couple things, but most of her time was spent battling the teachers on, you know, what their expectations were. And, you know, like you said, all of a sudden she'd wake up in the middle of the night, she would check her email, and she'd have like another assignment sitting there. It's like, well, why does that come through in the middle? Like they're just randomly, they're like, oh, whoops, I forgot to do this, so I better get this. And then their expectations are that this is going to be done a certain amount of time. Her last one, because they have to have like 60 hours of I don't know, whatever you call it, the basically where you massage people for free, type of shit. And,
interning hours.
Yeah, so she was at, going into her last week, she was at 53 hours, and she already had, I think, like 10 hours scheduled for the last week. And she told her, she's like, you need to figure something out. She said, we are supposed to do 60 hours. I asked you about this in the beginning. You said nobody goes over 60 hours. Don't worry about it. And she said, and now I'm scheduled for 63 hours. She said, if you don't reschedule these people, I'm walking out of here at 60 hours and I'm done.
Yeah.
And then her teacher basically just like kind of ripped, like, oh, it's so unprofessional and blah, 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 blah. But then she rescheduled 2 hour and a half, you know, so she ended up doing what she was supposed to do. But she was like, why can't you, like, why wouldn't she just say, let's just figure this out, you know? Oh, okay, I'm sorry, you know, you're right, you have gone over, you have a lot of people requesting, and then just be done. But no, it had to be a battle because she felt, I don't know if she felt threatened or what, but it was crazy.
She was called out because she wasn't doing her fucking job.
Right. So anyway, so that was fun. Anyway, that's over. We're happy that's over and to move on and all that fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to white lights, red lights.
Oh shit. Oh, do we have any faces this week?
I had a couple submissions. I'm going to use the excuse that I want more before I do a contest. When in all actuality, I kind of just dropped the ball with everything that happened at the end of the week, and so I didn't post anything.
Dude, don't even trip. It's all good.
I do have a couple, but I want to post a couple things and try and get at least a couple more out of the deal. So we'll jump into white lights, red lights. I kind of got a similar thing as last week, except for we're not going to be doing comedians. We'll be doing something else. So if you want to give us a quick little
spiel.
Yeah.
All right. There's multiple rules for a powerlifting meet. It can get kind of complex if you dig into it. But the biggest thing that we're looking for, make your commands, finish your lift, and just look good while you're doing it. What we're after are 3 white lights. That means all 3 judges, head, side, all agreed that the lift is fantastic. You made the depth, you listened to your calls, you held it at the top, you paused on your chest, you did everything flawless. 2 white lights is also okay. It's still a majority ruling that you did okay. One judge was probably just a cuck and didn't like something that you did. And that happens because some judges fucking suck at their jobs. Politics of powerlifting. Unfortunately, if you get 3 reds or 2 reds, majority ruling, you're not gonna have a good day, and you failed the lift. The only time I can ever see that being an exception is if you grind your ass off and you drop your deadlift on accident, or you make it almost to lock out on bench and it starts coming back down, or you make it out of the hole on squats, get halfway up, and you're pushing your fucking heart out, and it doesn't happen. Mad respect to you. You shot for the moon. And you're going to get it next time.
There you go. 3 white lights is where it's at. 2 white lights is good enough. 3 reds or 2 reds or 3 reds. It's a no bueno. No bueno. Let's try again another time. All right. So we have this week, we're going to do, so I have 4 choices.
Okay.
So we'll do the 3 white light,
okay,
2 white light.
Okay.
We'll do a 2 red and a 3 red.
Okay.
So we'll hit every option.
Okay.
So we're gonna go underwear styles.
Oh, okay. Lay it on me.
Okay.
I'm picky, so that works.
So obviously, let's see. We'll do a number 1 will be boxer.
Okay.
Number 2 will be a tidy whitey.
Ugh.
We'll shorten that for a TW.
T-dub.
We'll do a boxer brief.
So like that's what I wear to sleep. Okay, I got you.
And then we'll do a commando.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Am I ranking these?
You're ranking what from 3 white lights to 3 red lights.
Commando.
3 whites.
Can I give 3 whites to 2 of them, or does it have to be?
Sure. Let's.
Okay.
Yeah. There's. There can be 2 good. There can be 2 perfect lifts.
Okay, cool. Perfect on that. So commando, boxer briefs, because I like boxer briefs. Boxers, I haven't had a pair in a really long time, but I'll give it 2 whites because I used to wear them as kids. And tidy whiteys can go fuck themselves.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't like them at all. So, I will compete commando before I fucking put on a pair of boxers. Yeah.
So tidy whiteys, 3 reds.
100%.
Boxers, 2 whites.
Yes.
And then 3 whites for commando and boxer briefs.
Yes. Like I'm wearing boxer briefs as we speak.
I am not, but I will. I don't need to say what the other variation, but we'll just say we're both hitting 3 white lights right now.
Love that.
Basically, I got out of bed and I came here. So
same. My bed's right behind me.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna do on the female spectrum.
Oh. Okay.
Now, obviously, this isn't what you prefer to wear.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. I don't judge.
Yeah.
You however you want.
Yes.
So let's go thong, of course. Let's go boy short.
What is boy short?
They're like the little hip, or like the ones that just go down. They're basically No, those are Cheekies. They're like the female version of a boxer briefs.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you.
Okay. But then we will go what would those, I think they're called like cheeksters.
Cheekies, yeah. Oh.
Okay. And then we'll do commando for the ladies as well. Okay. This is probably a tougher one.
Oh, I already got it down.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it. And Julia, I don't need to hear Julia's preferences on this one.
No, please no. I don't want to hear it either. Okay. My preference. I fucking love cheekies. I love them. They accentuate the cheeks. They cradle the cheeks. It makes the cheeks look good.
It gives a support and a coverage, but a little bit of a
it accentuates the butt cheeks.
And it gives the imagination some work.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna say cheekies, thong, the boxers, and then in my opinion, if you're rolling around commando as a chick, you're reckless. So reckless. I'm gonna give that 3 reds for sure.
Okay, let's see. I think I would hit the cheeksters first.
Yep. Bless
Then to the boy short.
Love it.
I've graduated past where I think a thong is much of anything.
Yeah.
Special.
Yeah.
Like it seems super uncomfortable. And at my age, I'm like, what's most comfortable to the women? So I'm thinking
yeah, that's fair. No, that's fair.
So I may go switch commando and thong round. And,
okay.
Just, everyone's got their press sometimes.
I respect that.
Free lady balling it is where it's at for them.
I respect.
Gotta let those lady balls just hang loose.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that was a fun one.
That was a great one.
Sure. I was like, I don't even know what made me think of it. I just thought of it. I had like a good one I thought earlier in the week. I was like, I should write this down. And then I started doing something else. And I was like, shit.
What was that?
All right. Well, anyway, everyone, make sure you check out the new gym that's up and going, Industry Strength. You can search Industry Strength, Industry_Strength Go. Visit our friends at Pioneer Lifting at generalleathercraft.com. Also, maxbarbell.com for all your other lifting needs. Follow the show at lifting_ugly or just search Lifting Ugly. Alkai here can be seen in all of his glory at bellies_out_benching.
That's me.
Pick up some merchandise and whatnot at liftingugly.com. Check out the stuff we have available there. If you want to support the show, you can do it at liftingugly.com, or you can go to patreon.com/liftingugly, where we will have special things available for our top tier supporters. And yeah, that's about it. Okay, thanks for joining me today. It's good to see you. Happy
Sunday.
Yes, happy Sunday, and we shall see you on the flip side.
Peace.